Naoya Inoue is already locked in for his next challenge, a December showdown with David Picasso. The monster has wasted no time getting back to training, sharpening his power and precision for what's shaping up to be a thrilling clash. Fans can already sense it. Inoue's preparing to make another statement in the ring. After seeing the training, Ryan Garcia shared his thoughts on the matchup, and his reaction couldn't have been more different. From the start, you could tell he was impressed. He talked about how Inoue looks from a fighter's perspective, sharp, explosive, and full of control in every move. Ryan pointed out how rare it is to see someone combine that kind of speed and power so naturally. He mentioned the way Inoue throws combinations and how smooth his footwork looks, like everything is part of one continuous motion. There was a mix of admiration and realism in his tone, the kind fighters use when they recognize true danger.
He's a really good fighter. He's crafty. He trains with Joel Diaz and Indio, and it would not surprise me at all, but Inoue is the best. You have to always pick Inoue, and if Inoue wins as expected, he will defend his Ring Magazine championship December 27th against David Picasso. I think he's a pretty good fighter, Mexican, young, exciting.
He's definitely the top from the eye test, at least. You know, for me, he's just so explosive. His combinations, the way he moves, you know, you see him get dropped, come back, knock the dude out. So for me, you can't really go wrong picking Inoue.
Eddie Hearn recently opened up about Naoya Inoue, and his tone was respectful. He admitted he'd heard how good Inoue was, but watching his latest performances proved it wasn't just hype. Hearn called him one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world, a title Inoue's earned with the way he's been dominating opponents. Hearn praised Inoue's all-around brilliance, his timing, skill, and calm under pressure. It wasn't just the power that impressed him, but the complete package. He said Inoue deserves every ounce of recognition he's getting for his achievements on the sport's biggest stages. What makes this even more surprising is that Hearn wasn't always this generous with praise. He once criticized Inoue's opponents and even hinted he avoided tough fights. So for Hearn to now put him in his top 5 marks a real change in perspective.
I definitely got that one wrong. And Inoue, we know he's a quality fighter, but I have to give him props. You know, great performance and you know, definitely sits in that top 5 pound for pound.
When Luis Neri was asked about Picasso's upcoming showdown with Inoue, he didn't sound particularly confident. His tone carried a hint of concern as he pointed out that Picasso is stepping into a completely different world of competition. Neri explained that Picasso has gone from fighting decent, mid-level opponents to facing one of boxing's most complete and dangerous fighters. For him, this isn't just another matchup, it's a massive jump in levels and one that could quickly turn into a harsh reality check for the young contender.
Luis, almost a finish. There are rumors of David Picasso against Naoya Inoue. Gay, we know that you have a fight with Picasso and all that, but well, what would you recommend in case the fight can finally be finalized? Well, what happens is that, well, as you already saw, he's going to make a leap from a Class B fighter, Class C, which is this guy with the C fight. What's the name of this Japanese guy?
Kamita.
Kamita, okay. He's a Class S fighter and he's going to make a leap with an elite fighter. So, well, he's going to feel the difference. Well, what can I tell him? Give it your all. Give it your all. Well, he does. See a chance. I mean, he sees a chance for something with Picasso, right?
Neri went on to stress how crucial experience will be in this fight. He noted that Picasso has never shared the ring with someone who brings the same kind of pressure, precision, and knockout power that Inoue does. Once the punches start landing, Neri believes that inexperience might show, especially under the kind of intensity Inoue is known for.
Well, he doesn't really have the same experience, right? No, and I'm not going to be on a higher level than him, honestly.
Wrapping up his thoughts, Neri didn't sugarcoat his prediction. He said the fight will last only as long as Inoue decides to keep it going. While he acknowledged Picasso's talent, heart, and ambition, Neri made it clear that against Inoue, it's not just about style or confidence. It's about surviving the relentless control and dominance that the monster brings every single time he steps into the ring.
Do you think that maybe that high-level opposition that Picasso didn't face can do whatever it takes to make the fight against Inoue cost him? Well, really, I mean, the pretty boy has his style, but, the fight is going to last as long as Ain wants it to last. He can finish him off in the first round, in the second, or if he wants to let him live until the 7th, 8th. It depends, and the fight isn't going to last as long as he wants.
Following Neri's honest take, Turki Alalshik offered an entirely different kind of energy, excitement, and pride. Speaking about Inoue's upcoming bout, he called it a defining moment for boxing. Turki confirmed that the December 27th event is nearly locked in, with Inoue headlining against David Picasso. But for him, this fight goes beyond just two names on a poster. It's about celebrating mastery, legacy, and the global spotlight surrounding one of boxing's most complete fighters. Turki went on to share more details about the event, revealing that the entire card will be built around a Japan versus Mexico theme. This cultural and sporting clash promises to deliver fireworks. He explained that it's about showcasing Inoue's brilliance and bringing together elite fighters from both nations in one unforgettable night. In his words, this isn't just a fight card, it's a historic celebration of boxing excellence, something the sport has truly never seen before.
In December, we have the master, the real master. We have, 27th of December, we have Inoue.
Yeah.
We are thinking now, we are close to finish Inoue against Picasso as main event. And all the card will be built as big fights, the biggest fights between Japan and Mexico.
So that'll be Mexicans and Mexican Americans. Of course, there's many great ones.
Yeah, against Japan. The top from both sides.
I don't think that's ever been done before.
This is the real season. Then,
after Turki, another familiar face in the boxing world shared his admiration for Inoue, Bob Arum, arguably his biggest supporter outside of Japan. Arum didn't bother making any bold predictions for the upcoming fight. Truthfully, he didn't have to. His respect for Inoue has always been loud and clear. From interviews to media events, he's consistently shown genuine pride in being part of Inoue's journey. For Arum, Inoue's greatness isn't defined by knockouts or championship belts alone. He sees a deeper quality, a mix of discipline, humility, and dedication that makes Inoue stand out from everyone else.
Inoue is not only pound for pound the best in the world, Inoue is the best fighter I've ever seen. Ever seen, no matter what weight category or anything. I have never, ever, in the almost 60 years I've been in boxing, seen anything like Inoue.
Naji also weighed in on Naoya Inoue, but didn't hold back his admiration either. He immediately called Inoue his #1 fighter, emphasizing that the Japanese star is nothing short of special. Naji broke down what makes Inoue such a rare talent, pointing to his incredible blend of power, speed, precision, and angles. He explained that Inoue doesn't just rely on brute strength. His timing and shot placement are so sharp that he can dismantle opponents before they even realize what's happening. Naji did note that Inoue's defense could improve, but even then he clarified it's not a weakness, it's just different. Instead of using a high guard or flashy head movement, Inoue protects himself through distance and smart positioning, staying just out of reach and striking back with perfect counters. Naji mentioned that the few times Inoue has been caught clean, like in his fight with Luis Neri, it wasn't because of a lack of skill, but because of confidence. Moments where Inoue charged in too aggressively. Still, he wrapped up by saying what most boxing fans already believe: Inoue is a special kind of fighter that comes around once in a generation.
My top 5. #1 for me is Inoue.
Ooh,
Inoue's
that's my number one
bro.
too.
Yeah, I think that kid is like he's special. I think that kid is special. Power, speed, angles, precision. Like he has everything. I mean, his defense could get better, but he has the defense. Like his defense is more like distance than actual like high guard or like whatever. But he's more protective when there's things to worry about coming back. The times that I've seen him get caught, like against Luis Neri, it's more so, I just don't respect you and I'm coming in so crazy, and he could get hit with a counter shot like in that way, which we saw. But Inoue is special, so I think he's #1.
Eddie Atlas pointed out something about Naoya Inoue that many people tend to overlook. He talked about the look on Inoue's face before a fight begins, saying it completely changes his presence. It is not the usual hard stare fighters use to intimidate opponents. There is something deeper about it, like he steps into another version of himself right before the bell rings. Atlas described it as that moment when calmness turns into danger, when a switch flips and a new kind of energy takes over.
But there's something else that I don't think anybody really touches on, and it's the look before the fight. I noticed it caught me. It was so stark to me in this fight. The look. Yeah, Teddy, what do you mean the look? He didn't shave? No, the look. The look. We've seen the intimidating stare by Sonny Liston. We've seen it with George Foreman. We've seen it with a young Roberto Duran when he was a 135-pound king. And it used to melt some people. We've seen it with Mike Tyson to a point when he was younger. But this is different. To me, this is almost like a changeover. It's almost like a possession. Like he becomes a different guy, like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing. Like I'm looking at it and it caught me. I got mad at myself, bud. I said, Teddy, how could you not have noticed that before? I'm looking at him and the camera went on him and I'm saying, wow.
Atlas explained that this transformation is what truly separates Inoue from the rest. In those moments before the opening round, his expression becomes cold, calm, and unreadable, as if every emotion disappears and only focus remains. Then, when the fight is over, that same face softens immediately, as if all the intensity fades away. Atlas admitted that contrast caught him off guard, showing just how completely Inoue can control his emotions when it matters most.
That guy looks he looks ominous. He looks like Dr. Doom. I mean, he's the Wolverine, you know, before he goes back to being Logan. When the metal, you know, claws come out of the knuckles. Oh, you look at him and he's scary looking. He's more than just intimidating. The guys I mentioned before, that's their facade, that's their, you know, that's the presence that they project, the look they project, and they kind of stay that way. But soon as the fight was over and the camera went back to Inoue, he looked like the boy next door that comes to your house and knocks on the door to borrow a cup of sugar.
He added that this mental state could give Inoue the advantage against anyone, especially Alan Picasso. If he can enter that same mindset again, where nothing outside the ring exists, he will be very difficult to stop. It is not just his speed or power that makes him dangerous, but how deeply he commits once the fight begins. That calm focus is what makes his aggression so effective and his presence so intimidating. Even among elite fighters like Gervonta Davis, support for Naoya Inoue wasn't surprising, but the way Davis expressed it stood out. He didn't just praise Inoue's talent, he went as far as calling a potential fight with him his dream matchup. Coming from someone who trained under Floyd Mayweather, held world titles in multiple divisions, and shared the ring with names like Leo Santa Cruz and Ryan Garcia, that kind of compliment carries serious weight. Davis has spent his career surrounded by greatness, so when he speaks, the boxing world pays attention. He explained that he started watching Inoue a few years ago, and right away he could tell this was no ordinary fighter. What impressed him most was Inoue's balance of power, speed, timing, and discipline. According to Davis, when people talk about the most complete fighters in the world, Inoue's name belongs at the top of that list. There was no exaggeration or hype in his words, just genuine respect from one top-level fighter to another.
I like, what's the guy from Japan?
Inoue?
Yeah.
Do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catchweight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight. Now that would be technical. That fight right there, like me and him. But I think I'll be too big for him.
Probably, yeah.
I'll be too big for him, yeah. But that fight would be like,
it's like a dream fight.
Yeah, facts.
So this is since he's been the man, since he's been the top dog. This is him headlining a card on a Sunday, and I actually think Cardenas is game. But the only person that we've ever really seen give him a problem is the Filipino Flash, is Nonito Donaire. Mm-hmm. Nobody else has ever really given him a problem for 12.
Mm-hmm. He's a special fighter. I think to Omar's question, is he number one pound for pound? I'll give it to Usyk based on the merit of he beat a man half a foot taller, 60 pounds heavier. So,
and he's in the glamour division. It's hard to not give it to Usyk.
It is on merit. But if we're kind of putting that a little bit to the side for a moment and just making it about ability, right? Mm-hmm. He probably is pound for pound the most special fighter in the game. Mm-hmm. I think because of the fact that he's such a knockout artist and the chances and the way he believed, kind of like Manny back in the day, with a different type of style.
It's a different flavor.
It's a different flavor.
Yeah.
But the way they believe in their speed and power and run red lights and take chances, and people will hear that and go, oh, now you're saying Inoue doesn't have defense. No, Inoue can shoulder roll. He's super athletic and bouncy. He moves his head. But the chin's up, and he, kind of like Pacquiao one day, had his moment. He'll probably have his moment one day, you know, because live by the sword, die by the sword. He's that kind of fighter.
Both fighters have something to prove, and that's what makes this one so exciting. There's tension, respect, and a sense that anything could happen once the bell rings. Everyone's eager to see if Inoue can keep his dominance going, or if Picasso will rise to the moment. What do you think will happen on Fight Night? Let us know in the comments below.